Hi and welcome everyone to another video on this channel. Today I'm gonna show you a free draft for GAMEWEEK 26. So if you want to see who are the best players to target for double GAMEWEEK 26, make sure you stay here. Okay guys, so as you can see from the screen, this is my free team for GAMEWEEK 26 of Fantasy Premier League. But now, before talking a little bit about this team, I think that I need to mention some things to you. And also, this site is FPL.team. As you can see from the left corner, if you want to plan your transfer to see how your team is gonna look in the future, I think that this site is the best one you can use. And now about the frees, if you don't know already, you can't use 2 consecutive frees in this game. So if you want to use your free in GAMEWEEK 26, then you can't use your second free in GAMEWEEK 27. And why I'm saying that, it's obviously because you need to plan ahead, because if you don't know already, in GAMEWEEK 27 some teams are gonna blank, like Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. Same go for GAMEWEEK 30, also is gonna be a big blank GAMEWEEK, so you need to plan ahead. And depending on your team strategy, on how many double GAMEWEEK players you have, maybe free in GAMEWEEK 26 could be a good decision or could be a really bad decision. So, but definitely I'm not saying that you should use your free in GAMEWEEK 26, but maybe some players really want to use their free. Maybe they don't have enough double GAMEWEEK players, maybe they don't have any double GAMEWEEK players. So depending on your team, as I said before, free in GAMEWEEK 26 could be a good decision or a really bad decision. So from my point of view, the only case scenario when I would consider using my free in GAMEWEEK 26 would be if you really have a really good team for GAMEWEEK 27 or GAMEWEEK 30, and you don't want to use your free in GAMEWEEK 27 and GAMEWEEK 30, obviously. So this would be the only case scenario when I would consider using my free in GAMEWEEK 26. And also the thing is, I really want to use my triple captain in this game week, because as you can see, Salah is gonna play against Norwich and Leeds at home, and I don't think that we'll get a better chance to use the triple captain chips. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about this free team. As you can see from the screen, we have 11 double GAMEWEEK players, and as you can see, Liverpool and Arsenal have the best double GAMEWEEKs, right? So we're gonna have 6 players from Liverpool and Arsenal, obviously. Now let's talk a little bit about Liverpool. It's gonna be pretty easy because everyone is gonna have Trent and Salah. They are gonna play against Norwich and Leeds at home, so I think that having 3 Liverpool players is a no-brainer, right? And I don't think that we're gonna get a better double GAMEWEEK for a team who's gonna play against Norwich and Leeds, both of these games being at home. So Trent and Salah are picking themselves. Now the decision from my point of view is if you want to go for Robertson or for Diogo Jota, right, as your third Liverpool player. I'm gonna go with Robertson, and I'm gonna explain you why. Obviously, they have some competition in attack with Mane, Salah, Firmino, Luis Diaz, Minamino, Diogo Jota. So the thing is, I just think that Jota is not gonna play so many minutes. I'm not saying, I think that still Diogo Jota is gonna be a great option, even if he's not gonna start both games. Personally, I think that his minutes are gonna be limited. Maybe he's gonna start both games, but still, I think that Robertson is more nailed and he's gonna play more minutes. And also, he's a little bit more cheaper than Diogo Jota. And if I was to free in GAMEWEEK 26 100%, I would pick Andrew Robertson instead of Diogo Jota. Now let's talk a little bit about Arsenal. As you can see from the screen, Ramsdale, Tierney and Saka. Maybe you're asking why I picked double Arsenal defense than going with another attacker like Martinelli, Smith or Lacazette. Unluckily, Martinelli is not an option because he's gonna miss the first game of the double GAMEWEEK. So the thing is, I just think that Arsenal defense is better than Arsenal attack, right? And also this fixture against Wolverhampton at home and Brentford at home, I can see the defense scoring more points than the attack. So that's how I see it. And if I want to have 3 Arsenal players, it would be 100% Ramsdale. Bukayo Saka, he's the most nailed midfielder from Arsenal. He's gonna play both games probably. And with Smith Rowe, Odegaard, you just I think that there are gonna be some minutes risk rotation. And obviously in defense, Ramsdale is locked in. He's really good for bonus points. And if I was to pick a defender, it would be Kieran Tierney. Obviously you can go for Tomiyasu or White if you don't have enough money and if Tomiyasu is gonna be fit to play, but Tierney has a little bit more attacking threat, and if you have enough cash to go for Tierney, I would suggest you to do it. Now let's see the rest of the team. So we have double Burnley. Obviously, as you can see in this team, we don't have Bowen, but we're gonna talk a little bit about that in a minute. Obviously there are some single GAMEWEEK players who can outscore the double GAMEWEEK players, right? But if you really want to use your free in GAMEWEEK 26, and personally if I was using my free in GAMEWEEK 26, I would target to have 11 double GAMEWEEK players. I know that Bowen, Cancelo can easily outscore someone like Cornet or Weghorst, but still I would go for the double GAMEWEEK player. But yeah, it's your preference obviously. So we have Cornet and Weghorst. The fixtures are not great for Burnley in this double GAMEWEEK. I mean, Tottenham and Brighton. Brighton is gonna be really tough from a defensive perspective, but really we just saw Spurs being really bad yesterday against Wolverhampton. So who knows, maybe in 2 games Cornet and Weghorst could do something. They played pretty decent against Liverpool yesterday. Burnley were a little bit more creative than usual, so I think that Cornet and Weghorst are a really good option. You can go here for Jimenez or for Bowen or for other players, but honestly I think that, or for some Watford attacker like King or Dennis, but I think that I prefer having Weghorst. And now here we have Rafinha, and yeah, as I forgot to mention if Weghorst is gonna be fit, obviously, because he picked up a knock, so we don't know for sure if he's gonna be fit. But yeah, the same goes with Rafinha. He's gonna play against Man United and Liverpool, so if he is gonna be fit for this double game week, Rafinha would be probably in my team. I know that the fixtures are not great, so here you can go for someone like Bowen if you want to instead of Rafinha. He's gonna play against Man United and Liverpool. Honestly, United are not really great, and I don't think that's a really tough fixture, but yeah, the fixtures are not great, so I understand if you don't want to go for Rafinha, but this is how I would go. And also with Spurs, as I said before, they were really bad yesterday, but still having the opportunity to have Son and Kane who are gonna have a double. I know that they're gonna play against Man City away, which is the toughest game you can get probably in world football at the moment, but Burnley away is a really decent fixture, so I would go for Kane and Son for this double. And as you can see, obviously my captain is gonna be Salah, so I don't need to explain that, right, against Norwich and Leeds. And on my bench, as you can see, I don't have really good players. So why is that? Is obviously because when you're using your feet and you have 11 double gaming players, the chances of a player missing both games are really small, so you don't really need your bench. And also we have Anuary just in case, but you can go for a cheaper defender if you want to, if you don't have enough money to go for this team. So yeah, Anuary, Amartey, Locadia, it doesn't really matter, they are just budget option, but I don't think that one of these players are gonna miss 2 games if they are gonna be fit. Okay, so now let's see what you can change with this team. Obviously, if you don't have enough money to afford this team, you can make some changes. You can, for example, you can downgrade someone like Tierney to someone like Ben White. But what you can do with this team, if you don't want to go with double Arsenal defense, you can go for Foster, the cheapest goalkeeper who's gonna have a double game week, right, against Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. It's not ideal to have a goalkeeper from Watford who's gonna have a double, but it's still a double. He's just 4.1 million, so he's really cheap, and that way you can have Lacazette if you want to. He's on penalties, he could be a decent option, so I have to find out 0.7 millions. As I said before, if maybe you don't like Cornet, if that's the case, you can go for someone like Bowen. Now about Crystal Palace, they also have a nice double gimmick. I mean, they're gonna play against Chelsea, which is gonna be tough, but they are also gonna play against Watford. So maybe you don't want 2 players from Tottenham. If that's the case, you can downgrade someone like Son to someone like Wilfried Zaha. Now we have 2.1 million in the bank, so this could be your team if you want to. You can go for someone like Pope from Burnley. We know that he's a really good goalkeeper. He's good for getting save points. He's gonna play against Brighton and Tottenham, so I can see some good points from Nick Pope. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or subscribe to this channel if you're new around here. It would be really helpful for me and I really appreciate it. And also please let me know about your opinions in the comments down below. See you next time.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.